It is time to believe, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the BarkyMaclovinFC football channel, where we talk all things MFL, so rare, and football-related content. And it has been a week on MFL. We have not only picked up our first points, which you would have seen at the end of the last video, we are, dare I say it, going to survive Iron. We are going to survive Iron, people. That's the whole point. This episode is episode 3 of Surviving Iron. That's what we're here for. You want to see, can I get Pulga FC to stay in Iron? We are projected absolutely dead last. If I show you the image on the screen right now, we are last, projected last, lowest overall, lowest average rating. I was expecting the worst. But, fear not. We are going to take you through today all of the happenings of the last week. So thank you very much for coming in and joining us here on the channel. It has been a week. If we take you into the club, you will see that we've had some interesting results and some really good results. And the first one, of course, was we got our first win over Salerno MFC. We won 3-1. They're actually projected sort of mid-table, and you can see on the table right here, they're actually sitting in 5th, so to pick up a 3-1 win against them was fantastic after our opening day draw. I was actually sitting in the promotion spot getting far too excited, so I'm glad that the next two games sort of went how we were expecting. We did rotate in this one here because we managed to pick up a couple of draws in the cup, and next up you can see is a cup match tonight against Jimbo's Atletico Espetales, which we are going to win, hopefully. We'll see how we go. We also managed a 2-0 loss to McBride's Beda Moretti. Just realised that I was actually in the same league as him, so that was a bit of fun. And then this morning we picked up another 1-1 draw, and it has been an interesting start to the season. Now, one thing that I was hoping for and sort of really needing for these players is that we're going to get some progression early on in the season to hopefully kind of compete with everybody else. And if we go into the progression tab and just look at the current season, you'll see that actually we've had 4 players go up +1. The nice thing is that one of them is my own player, which is P. Gibbs here, and then friend of ours, Sharf, from Gabriel Cubed, both going up 1, who are our centre-backs. Another centre-back from Calvinator and Calva's striker also went up +1. But just seeing across the board some really good progression from almost every single player is really good. And the one that I really do want to point out is our boy Romo from Jimbo, who may be playing against him in the cup tonight. He's not cup tied. He's going to hopefully bag a hat-trick against Atletico and, yeah, really rub it in, which would be quite fun at the same time. But he's gone up +1 in dribbling and shooting, and if we just take a look at his player card here, the interesting thing is that he hadn't really progressed much at all. And having a chat with Jimbo about it, he said he often sort of progresses early in the season, then nothing else. So hoping that this is maybe the start of him starting to progress, and hopefully we get a lot of use out of him. But if we look at performances, you can see that we're thinking we're going to rely a bit on Romo and Sepulveda, and it is 100% the case. Romo has scored almost a goal a game so far. Sepulveda pitching in. We've actually had 2 other goals scored by the rest of the team, Schwartz and Vajec. And so obviously our front 4 is where we are really getting the goals from. And that sort of makes sense with the structure and formation that we're playing. I talked about this in the first episode, but playing that 4-3-3, we're expected to sort of be a little bit down on numbers and overall. And so if we can kind of play that sort of, not defensive football, but sitting back a little bit, catching them on the counter. We've got captain on Romo at the moment, which gives us a +2 shooting and +1 pace overall, and obviously that +2 boost to Romo. It does really make a bit of a difference, I think, with the style that we're playing, trying to play a bit more direct and get things going. And to be honest, to start the season, it seems like I've been doing fairly well in terms of rotating and resting, and we're managing to get most people through. Still trying to decide tonight whether I play sort of full strength in the cup or sort of a backup 11 and then go through that. The fact that it is against Jimbo's team, I think I might end up playing the full 11, so hopefully he doesn't see this as it is likely to come out before the game. But we're managing pretty well with a smaller squad. We don't have anyone that's really not able to play. Everyone is able to play in some position. Rotating between Gillett and Butcher, which are our keepers. And the one that's a bit of a worry is things like suspensions. I've just been noticing that across the board for the teams that I play. And, Akhtar here, he's 1 away from a suspension. Okay, it's good that Serta's on 100%, but, just knowing that's coming up is something that's really important to, I think, manage, and something I haven't done so well in other teams, but I think we're doing quite well here with La Pulga as well. Not going to go into too much more tactics because I've tweaked those a little bit, and knowing that we've got a few people that we maybe know in our league, I'm going to keep that a little bit under wraps maybe and towards the end of the season, and then sort of let you guys know with that. But, it's been a really good start. I mean, the teams that we've kind of lost quite a bit against, 4-0 against Fiorentina, MFC, kind of expected. SFAX was a bit of a weird one. If we actually go into the game there, I had a look at the stats, and, it was a little bit ridiculous, to be perfectly honest, that we got so dominated in the game. And so I'm wondering if it's just formation-wise as well. I mean, looking across the board, he does have a pretty good team. But, that 4-1-2-1-2 where they're playing quite narrow and down the middle, I wondered if we just got completely overrun in midfield, and that is our weakest link. So I might be doing a little bit more scouting, just looking at teams that are playing sort of a little bit more of a narrow formation. And when I do that, maybe tweaking things away from that 4-3-3, because it does look like we got completely overrun in the midfield. Our front three are always performing okay, but that's not really what we want to be doing next time. I guess it's lessons learned early on in the season, and that's what we are sort of all about here. Also managing to manage contracts quite well, and I think that's really important if you've got your own club. We're wanting to stay up, but if the case happens that we're not, however we will, want to be making sure that we're not giving away too much of our revenue share. So we've got a base of 60% and 38% clauses, and so making sure you're rotating between those players I think is really important, and something we've been trying to do with La Pulga as well. So most people are sort of where they want to be, and I think that's kind of a good plan. So heading into the rest of the game week, just looking at what's coming up, we've, as I said, got the Cup to think about, so rotating in between that. We picked up 2 draws as well, which is, I think, is a really good start. Seeing how we're placed after the Cup will kind of depend on whether we push into the Cup or keep going with the league. But, it's really tight at the bottom, and even SFAX, who did beat us 4-0, are actually tied on points at the moment after we picked up that draw this morning. So it's kind of looking like it's going to be this 5 battling it out for those survival spots, whereas we've kind of got a very strong top 4, and I expect Salerno and Beta Moretti to sort of pick up as the season goes on. The one worrying factor is, as you can see there, is only 5 goals in the league. So Roma's picked up a few goals in the Cup, but we are struggling to score goals in the league. Nice thing though, we're not conceding as much. So maybe it is working in terms of that sort of sit back. We're not getting as many chances. So I wonder if it's maybe just going and tweaking tactics slightly to maybe add a few more shots in. That's something we'll think about over the next little while. But, this is a really, really cool level that we're at. Really happy with the progression so far. Really happy with how the squad is going. And it's just going to be basically keeping at it this week. Looking at the schedule as well, just a few things that I noticed when we've got cups and things in the same day as a league game is making sure you pre-prepare. So one thing that we've been doing is making sure we go into tactics, setting those lineups for those cup and league games, and sort of rotating through that. And one thing I'm hoping that's going to happen is maybe some of these clubs that maybe have multiple owners will maybe forget that, and maybe we get a low strength team in the league that we're actually able to take some advantage of. So, having a look at maybe even clicking into different teams and looking where they're sitting in the cup, that could be a good way of going about scouting and thinking, okay, cool, they've had a really good cup game. Maybe they played full strength. Okay, they're probably going to rotate the next one. Can we play a full strength team in the league and try and get some points out of that? So that's looking really good so far. Still haven't played Hague, Griffins, MFC, but we've picked up points against Van City and Josset, so we're not giving away any points, which is really good. But we are coming up playing Sherwood, San Diego Gunners, and Attica. So 3 of the top 4. It's going to be really tricky, but to be honest, a good time of the season playing sort of in those cup games. So hopefully we pick up a couple of points, and it might be park the bus footy, people. And this is the end of episode 3, and we really do appreciate all the support here on the channel. If you've made it this far, make sure to hit that subscribe button as we're releasing more content over the next couple of weeks. And like the video and comment any feedback you have, or if you're in this league as well, let me know how you're going. And we'd love to hear more from people. And if you want to get in touch with me, BarkyMaclovin over on Discord. And we have a referral link if this is your first time, maybe thinking about signing up for MFL. Make sure you click that link in the description below. It'll get you a free common player after you spend $25 on packs in the store. And it's a great way to get started on MFL. But we're here to survive iron, people. It's looking good so far. Catch you on the next one.